You're listening to Don't Take Bullshit from Fuckers with your hosts Greg Barrett and Kane Holloway.
Hey everybody, welcome to this bonus episode of this Patreon episode, bonus Patreon episode of Kane's not here, which is going to make this awesome. I won't have him interrupting. But here's the thing, I love Kane. But here's the thing. So everybody knows that I love F1 racing. It's my favorite thing.
It is your favorite thing.
It's my favorite thing.
Yeah.
I haven't had a favorite thing. I mean, for a long time, for most of my life, it was guitars.
Yeah.
And music. And I still like guitars and music. Mm-hmm. But music's hard for me now because I'm so much older than all bands.
Right.
That nobody's singing to me, really.
Yeah.
And I don't care what old people think. Like, I don't want to listen to a Springsteen record. I don't want to listen to somebody my age or around my age. Or I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear a new U2 record. Like, I'm not down with it. I don't care. I don't care what old people think. The only people who should be making music are young people.
Yeah.
And I really believe that. And as an old person, I feel like old people really... But so during the pandemic, and listen to this, I'd never watched a race. When I was a kid, my dad used to take me to the racetrack.
Oh, okay.
But I would go look for ladybugs. Like, I was just not that interested.
Yeah.
I liked cars, but I couldn't watch a whole race. I was too young. And then racing just became to me sort of like it was just NASCAR. Mm-hmm. And I watched enough NASCAR to go, I don't love this.
No.
It's just a lot of cars in a line. I don't know, and I didn't like the culture.
Exactly.
Which is a bias and a prejudice.
Yeah.
And so I admit that that's a prejudice, but I just didn't like the culture of it, and there were too many Confederate flags for my taste.
Oh, no.
There were too many Confederate flags at races and that kind of thing. Although I always thought race car drivers as a sport, I used to like drag. I like drag racing.
Okay.
I like Big Daddy Don Garlits and all that kind of stuff.
Look at the big parachutes.
Yeah. I like drag racing. I just think that's pretty cool. So I just had racing was never in my periphery.
Yeah.
Never interesting to me at all. And during the pandemic, it was like a Tuesday morning, and I was doing nothing with my life. and I saw the trailer for the Formula One thing, and I had just watched two other Netflix sports documentaries. They have a thing called Last Chance University about kids in junior college that have been dumped from Division One. So they're all they're like for drugs or alcohol, whatever, like that.
Right.
Or kids that couldn't make it the first time into a college. So they're maybe not too bright. So they've got these football teams of derelicts, literally criminals. And it's about the best of those teams.
Oh, cool.
Those people trying to get back into Division One. Yeah. It's fucking great. It's a great series. There's like 4 years of it. It's really good. So, and then I watched their basketball one. And so I was like, they do really good sports documentary on Netflix. They have they're really high end looking and cool. And then this racing thing came on, and I thought, well, I don't know what the fuck. I'll watch one.
Yeah.
And I was like, who the fuck are these people? What is this? Like, they're all European. They're next year they will have an American racer for the first time since 2012, I think.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they never have American racers because it's a European sport, and you have to go through the ranks in Europe. So there's Formula 2 and Formula 3. So you go from 3 to 2 to 1. And if you race IndyCar, which is what we race in America, you can't score enough points to get into F1. It's stupid, but it just is a rule. So, and I don't really love Europeans. I'm never interested in a foreign film.
Yeah.
No, but it was this slew of really handsome, for some reason. All of Australian, Dutch, French, Italian, Spanish racers, and they're all really petty, and they're all really rich. You know, they make a lot of money.
Yeah,
There's a lot of money in the sport. They're not necessarily born rich, but a lot of them are born rich.
Yeah.
But there's just a lot of drama.
Huh.
And there's a lot of intrigue, and there's a lot of, and then the racing is just fucking, they're the fastest cars. It's the fastest racing car of all racing cars.
Okay.
And it's not on an oval. It's all fucking curves and banked, you know, like that. And there's all different tracks, and they're all different for different reasons. And sometimes your car will race good on one track and not on another. And so it's competitive, and it's just fucking awesome.
Huh.
And every team has two drivers. Mm-hmm. And while they're your teammate, they're also your main rival. You have to beat your teammate. Otherwise, to prove you're the better racer, otherwise you'll lose your seat.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. Contracts are only ever, the most they ever sign people is for 3 years.
Uh-huh.
And the people in it are so fucking compelling and interesting and young and rich and some of them are dumb and some of them are really savvy. And then the best of all of them is Lewis Hamilton, who's the only black racer in all of, not the only black racer in all of motorsports, but the only black racer that's ever been in F1. Mm-hmm. And he's won the world championship 7 times.
Oh, wow.
And he's really politically active, and he has a clothing line, and he sings, and he's really fucking interesting, and he's just a badass.
Nice.
But the guy who's winning right now is this fucking punk, this Dutch punk named Max Verstappen. Fuck him. And the horse he rode in on, he's got no sense of humor. His sense of style is shitty. Like, Lewis dresses up every week. It's just great. Then there's Danny Ricciardo. There's just all these people, and you fall in love with them. And you love it. And I don't think anyone listening to this podcast watches F1. So no one's DM me or no one DMs me anyway. But that's not true. I have some DMs for today's show. But yeah. But you and Kane have fucked me on this. Like, you haven't even watched one. Not one. You're such an asshole. Not one. It'd take 20 minutes of your time. I think they're longer. I think they're like 45 minutes. And everybody that watches it, like, the effect that the show has had on the racing is unreal.
Yeah. Has it exploded since the show came around?
It's exploded.
Really?
They're talking about it as a phenomenon. Yeah, there was one American race, which is Circuit of the Americas, mm-hmm. and that's in Austin.
Okay.
And now there's 3. They added Miami and next year Vegas.
Shit.
Yeah, they're taking it seriously. So last year there was 22 races. This year there was 24. Next year it'll be 26, which is almost too many. It's really like you can really wear those because they fly. You know what I mean? They pack all their shit up, their cars.
Do they disassemble the cars?
They disassemble everything. They disassemble they take their mobile homes and they take all this shit and they pack it up and they fly it to. You know, sometimes they're going from Dubai to Montreal.
Holy fuck.
Yeah. Yeah,
wow.
It's incredible. It's an incredible machine, and those guys work hard, man.
Oh, I bet.
They work hard. But they also, some of them play hard, mm-hmm. you know, because they're little fucking playboys.
So are they like a society? Do they hang out with each other?
They're really kind of bitchy about each other.
Yeah.
Some of them hang out together, but some of them don't.
Yeah.
Lewis doesn't hang out with anybody because he's sort of hanging out with stars
Oh, okay.
a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, he was knighted last year, so he's Sir Lewis.
Holy shit.
Yeah. And he's really cool. When you see him, you're like, oh, this guy's got to be my favorite. He's got dreads. And
how old is this guy?
Well, right now he's 37.
Okay.
So he's been in for a long time.
Yeah.
Most guys are out around late 30s.
Okay.
So, but he won. He got cheated last year by Max in a very controversial final. He was ahead by 11 seconds, and then they stopped the race for a crash, and then they let them go one lap side by side, which they've never done before. They did it for the entertainment value, and Max won because he was on new tires.
Yeah.
And it was bullshit.
Yeah.
It was fucking bullshit. Amira and I couldn't even fucking look at the TV for weeks.
Amira's into it too, huh?
Yeah, Amira's into it.
No kidding.
Yeah, Amira likes it, and the girls watch it.
Wow.
Yeah, everyone's into it.
All right.
The girls really like the series. They really liked it, and I mean, I hate to say it, it's so sexist, but the guys are really cute,
Right.
really handsome.
You sure?
And Charles Leclerc from Ferrari is really handsome. They're all or they're characters, or they're really interesting.
Yeah.
But it is people who never watched racing before totally down with it. The series has just fucking initiated so many people into the sport.
Maybe that's why I fear watching it. I don't have time to be watching some racing series all the time.
It's fucking amazing. You can't help it. You do one, and then you're like, I'll do two, and then you're like, what happens to Mick Schumacher? I want to see what happens.
There's got to be somebody listening to this podcast that listens to F1. There's got to be.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I listened to, I think, 6 or 7 different F1 podcasts.
Good Lord.
Yeah. I listened to them, like the race reviews, and I mean, it's just I can put them on. I can put them on and work. Like
Yeah.
and yeah. What's his Will? Oh, come on. The comedian, the comic, the actor, Will.
Forte?
No.
Arnett?
Arnett has his own F1 podcast.
Does he really?
Yeah, he follows it, and it's pretty good. But I like it, but I don't need his point of view. He's not a fucking expert. I like to hear the experts talk.
Right. Yeah, if you're going to listen to a sports podcast, you don't want to hear somebody who's just regurgitating what you just watched.
Yeah, and there's all kinds of drama when people who leave teams and quit teams and get signed to new teams, and then they bring up new people. It's just fascinating.
Do they ever get fired by one team and get picked up by another?
Oh my
so then
God.
they're
they get
Oh, is that
fired.
like a whole
like
thing?
Danny Ricciardo had a 3-year deal with McLaren. He got fired this year in the middle of his deal because he was racing so badly, and he used to be a champ. And they had to. His contract said that he could stay until he wanted to leave. So they sort of intimated it would be really nice if he left.
Yeah.
And so he did.
Yeah.
And he took his $20 million for the next season and just sitting it out. So, yeah.
It's a hell of a life.
Yeah. He was getting $25 million when he was racing for Renault. So
Jesus.
a year. And Lewis makes $40 million a year. And that's just what he gets paid. That's not his endorsements and all the
right.
rest of the stuff.
Wow.
Yeah.
I had no idea it was that lucrative.
Oh, it's incredible. They all live in Monaco.
Yeah. Yeah.
They all live in Monaco. And they date models, and they're so stupid.
Yeah.
Some of them are really funny. Yuki Tsunoda is one of my favorite. He's Japanese. He's about 4 feet tall. He's fucking amazing. They asked every racer what's your biggest dream, and every racer said, win the world championship, except for Yuki. Yuki said own a restaurant.
Huh.
They were like, what? Fuck are you talking about?
If they're making that kind of money, I feel like he could open a restaurant after a season.
Yeah, he'll have a restaurant.
Yeah.
Yuki will have a restaurant. He's only like 22 years old. They're all really young.
Yeah.
They're all really young.
Yeah.
And some of them are, like, they're not all great guys. Carlos Sainz is a fascist.
Yeah, you were
And,
saying.
Yeah, sometimes you find out, you look up their political beliefs. That's how deep I go.
Yeah.
I like him, but who did he vote for? Sergio Perez's father is in the Mexican Congress, but he's a left winger.
Okay.
So I like Sergio.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm not shy about it. If I don't like your political beliefs, we're done.
Yeah. it's where we're at, for sure. Like, I think you said that if you were dating again, that would be, like, one of the first questions you ask.
Like the first.
Yeah, for real.
Who'd you vote for?
Uh-huh.
Okay, cool. So we don't even have to get the check because we're not going to eat.
Right? Exactly.
This date is over.
We'll stick with water, thank you.
Yeah, we'll have waters. We'll have waters. So, yeah. So I highly recommend that you watch the show. You got to watch one.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm going to beat you. I have a Lewis Hamilton doll.
What?
Yeah, that true, like one of those Funko Pop.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, they made a Funko Pop Lewis Hamilton. Yeah, I have a Funko Pop Lewis Hamilton on my desk.
Is that the only Funko Pop you own?
No, we have, as a family,
Okay.
we have Biggie Smalls, Post Malone,
Okay.
11 from Stranger Things,
Sure. Okay.
and one of the other kids. I can't remember. The girl's got that. And is that it? I think that's it. Yeah.
I always
Yeah, I
wonder
like
about
Funko Pops.
I always wonder about a household's Funko Pop collection. You never know.
Yeah. They're weird ones, but they're good.
Yeah.
Oh, you have Dustin?
Yeah, I don't know why.
I think we have Mike. Isn't Mike the one that was dating 11?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's who we have. We have Mike
Okay.
from Stranger Things. Also a good Netflix show.
Yeah.
Not a great Netflix show, but a good one.
Uneven, for sure.
Started out great.
Started out great.
Everyone started to get too old.
Yeah, right.
Everybody got too old.
Yeah.
And some people started to outgrow their acting. You go, oh, wow, you really can't act anymore. All right, well, that's our bonus episode.
Yeah.
So that's good. People, no one will listen to it, but it's there. It's there for you. Please write me. I write underneath and tell me. I won't look because I've never been to the Patreon page.
We'll tell him, though.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, everybody. Bye. All right, that's good.